Are we on the brink of a market meltdown? A lot of people are asking. The signs are everywhere. Tech stocks are down. Big money's definitely pulling out in certain areas. There's definitely some fear in the markets, but some people say, hey, this is the start of a big sell-off. I'd say possibly this is a perfect opportunity to buy the dip. So stick around, guys, because in the next few minutes, we're going to be breaking down the position I just opened here on Cooler Stock and some of the companies that might be hidden opportunities to turn some of this panic into some profit. So as you guys can see, CNBC is seeing S&P waivers pressured by higher treasury yields, live updates. We can also see this market, it says Wall Street sinks under the pressure of good news on the economy. Why would the market sink on good news? Well, imagine the US dollar increasing in value or becoming more confident. That means it's going to be worth more. And some of these stocks that are overvalued, you're going to see, for example, Bitcoin might go down. You're going to see that some of the other assets against the US dollar would go down. Let's take a look at Bitcoin today. It's down about 4% today. To be honest, I think this is when fortunes are made or lost. And trust me, guys, you don't want to be on the wrong side of the market. But let's take a look. I started the day off on the wrong side of the market here. I was in Palantir and absolutely got smoked today. And I saved myself from getting smoked further by selling before it continued down even further today. It's down about 6.5% on the day. But then we got into Cooler Stock here just a minute ago, and we're already starting to see this bounce upwards. I'll break down why we got into Cooler Stock. You can also see our AMD calls were crushing it today. They're up 13%. So AMD is doing good on the call side of things. Why would I get into Cooler Stock right now? A lot of people are saying this stock's been very hyped up. Maybe it's not going to continue up. Hey, I think there's so much great articles that we've seen that have come out that can point to otherwise. So as you can see, I am below this level that we drew out yesterday. But let me kind of show you. So this is a previous support right here. Previous support, previous resistance, okay? And then right here. So as you can see, we got in what is right here, right? Previous resistance, previous support, but previous resistance oftentimes will act as a support. And so basically saw that level, saw it start to recover after selling off today, what was at one point up to about 7.5%, and then started to see this recovery. We'll see how it goes. I mean, if I got a good entry, we could be looking at potentially, if it just gets to this resistance right here, that would be about 2%. What I'm actually anticipating is getting up to this level, which would be like 5%. And hopefully I can hold it through the day into market open tomorrow, but we'll see, because it has been dipping historically right at market open. So, but yeah, definitely having some volatility in the markets today. We see SPY down about 0.6%. There is more value to be had in this robotics and quantum space. As you can see over here, AUR was up 38% today on a partnership with NVIDIA. Let's take a look at that. One of our subscribers, which I should actually look at, let's see, who was it that commented today? Okay, it was Melinda Hester. Says, just wanted to tell you that AUR partnered with NVIDIA this morning. It's on a bull run, about $10 now. Awesome, Melinda, appreciate that. So let's take a look at the stock. It pulled back a little bit from that $10 price point. You can see it's Aurora Innovation surges on major self-driving truck partnership. They recently partnered with NVIDIA and Continental to develop autonomous trucks. So Continental, if I'm not mistaken, is a shipping company. It's like a freight company, if I'm not mistaken. The stock price increased 31% today, closing under the new long-term strategic partnership with NVIDIA. This will be integral to self-driving truck system that Aurora and Continental plan to mass produce in 2027. So Aurora aims to deploy self-driving trucks in Texas this spring, with plans to scale the technology after final validation of its Aurora driver system, which incorporates NVIDIA Drive Thor systems on a chip based on the latest Blackwell chip. So the latest tech of NVIDIA basically powering these new trucks that are going to be self-driving and launching in the spring here in Texas. Now, this is actually one of the stocks we've seen. If we look at the stock valuation, there's still only a $15 billion market cap. They're still fairly small, but I'd say they're definitely getting up there. We'll see how they perform over the next few weeks, but that's something I wanted to show you guys because they've been on a 200% run the past 6 months, and we can see that a lot of companies that end up partnering with NVIDIA, like we just covered it yesterday, which is Serve stock. Serve is a robotics similar autonomous delivery that partnered with NVIDIA, right? And you could see, guys, look at that. They partnered with NVIDIA down on the past year, but if you look at the year to date, they're up 32%. On the last 6 months, they're up 700%. Now, when did they partner with NVIDIA is a good question that maybe. Okay, July of 2024. So you can see, when did this run start? Look, July 17th, the stock was at $2. Now it is at up to $18 to $20. So it went from $2 to almost $20 a share. And you can look at, the comparison here that we're drawing is that AUR stock that currently is at $8 is up not 700%, but it's up 150%, which is amazing. And just partnering with NVIDIA, I think, could be indication that the stock has further to drive, literally and figuratively. So we'll see what happens. Now, on top of that, AUR stock, one thing that we might want to look at is their financials. If they haven't launched, it's a good thing to look at where they are and how far away they might be. Their net income was negative $208 million, so down 9%, but also that's quite the negative sum. Operating income negative 196. They beat their earnings per share. Revenue was met, but still, that's quite negative. Now, their revenue, you can see 68 million. Oh, that's actually 2022. So don't have a full update. Maybe we can get back to June. They don't show it. I have to go to the website directly. But Aurora Innovation, they don't look good on the financials. There's no doubt about it. But what we could see is potentially this partnership playing a key role in the development here in the future. If you think about it, NVIDIA is powering some of space tech. They're powering some of, they were powering Tesla now, but they're in other companies, they have their own self-driving tech that can basically be put on the cars. Okay, with NVIDIA Drive, they have that working with them to work with other companies in the driving space. They're in the AI in the data center space. They're in the QPU quantum space, NVIDIA is. And now they're getting into the shipping, the trucking space here with this partnership with Aurora. So, absolutely could see that continue to grow. I'm not sure if Continental has, let's see how they were doing today. If this is the actual Continental, I'm not sure if this is the same company. Oh no, this is the company that I thought it would be. They're still down, but they're up year to date 2%. Yeah, you can see they're right there. So this is the company with that NVIDIA partnership. They're still down just under 1% today. Their market cap's still large, around 13 billion. Start to see that push up. But yeah, I mean, looking at that, they've been over $6.84 a share. At one point a year ago, they were over $8 a share. So, just saying that partnership is going to be a good catalyst to see them surge, let's say, another 20% up to that $8 or $7.50 range wouldn't be crazy at all. I think that could make a lot of sense. When we look on the 5-year, there's a point where they were valued at $13 or $14. So that's another company in the space that we might want to take a look at. So, with those robotics, that's a good partnership to happen today with NVIDIA. The stock's doing good. It's up 35% today. And so we'll keep a close eye on it. The rest of the market looking down. I mean, I got smoked again there on Palantir. Still consolidating here on this cooler position that I just got in about 10-15 minutes ago, but starting to see some that candlestick right there is good news. That's showing some bullish change, some bullish control, and I'll see if it continues the direction it's going. It's down 5.5%. To see it get back to previous highs, which we've been really monitoring this cooler stock. If it were to get to previous highs, it would be up to about $5.60, which is about a 70% increase. Now, I'm not going to speculate and say that's going to happen the exact same way that it happened last time or anything like that. It's at a key level, which if it breaks, it's bearish, but this would be where we'd see it bounce most likely. And then also you can see that in the past, it had done that move, that 70% move that I just mapped out. It had made that move before in less than 1 day, up 61% in 1 day. So I'm not saying that it's going to do that by any means. Like, all caution to you, and make sure that you are careful, with these low cap stocks. They have great technology. They're working with NASA, SpaceX, Lockheed Martin. They got Navy contracts, Army contracts. They're in drones. They're in battery. They're in thermal dynamics or thermal conductivity with their Cooler One batteries and their carbon composite. They're right in the space industry. They're in a beautiful spot over in Texas. But to say that they're going to continue down, it still could absolutely happen. I mean, they're still small cap. They've been volatile. We've seen it down to that range in the $2.50. But what's most likely to happen, and this is why I just got into the position, so we're most likely going to see a bounce here. And so I'm in it. I'm managing my risk. We'll see what happens. Would love to see a previous high or more, and we'll just have to monitor it closely, and I'll keep you guys up to date. As for AMD stock, it was down a little bit, but the calls were up big. I was up 22% on the calls today. That just means that it's looking bullish. It's starting to continue to hold this level and potentially reverse. If it does, guys, we have our StockMate sale for AMD. If it hits $185 a share, this is our current sale. Before we had it $160, but it's recovered almost $10 since we started that sale. We closed that sale at the end of the year, but we just opened up the new sale yesterday for AMD stock at a $185 price target. And if it hits it by March 20th, then you get StockMate for free. StockMate's that second link down below if you want to watch me trade live each day at market open. We go live. You also get technical analysis, fundamental analysis on stocks, options, and crypto is in there as well. And you get into our StockMate community. We're always launching things. We got our events, we got our live sessions each morning, but we also have we got new options. We just joined, and we got to go through. I got to go through. That's Anchor. He just joined, and I got to send him a message. He says he can't join, but he's saying that inside of StockMate, which is interesting. Maybe it was the live session. We'll work it out. But if you go over to our featured, we also got this great book here that I just launched that you guys can check out. I wrote it a while back, but it goes through mindset, it goes through profits, it goes through the emotional IQ, understanding how cash flows into the market and out of the market, ordinary trading versus profitable trading. We go over the mindset of ordinary versus the profitable mindset, what that looks like. You can see some of my story, how I started, then also how to learn. How do you learn about the markets, and how do you build a trading plan, or how should you be thinking? And there's some good worksheets in there. There's also there's a lot of mindset. There's a lot of emotional IQ as well. You could see that in there as well. It's quite valuable for anyone. It's about 60 pages long. It's a short read though when you go through, and hopefully it's valuable for you. You can, it even talks about your setup and different philosophies from this is a rich dad poor dad philosophy that I would encourage you to look at, and leveraging your money, time, and energy. There's so many good things in there. So again, that's included in StockMate in that second link down below. We got our New Year's sale. paired with that AMD guarantee. So hopefully you guys enjoy. Appreciate you all. Make sure to hit that like button. Do consider subscribing. Market's selling off, so we'll keep a close eye. So stay tuned to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.